What up, YouTube? It's your boy Josh again. I just wanted to post a video. The two other videos that I posted. Oh shit! Fucking dumbass. I hate driving in Seattle. Fuck. That was close. Anyway, I probably should be on my phone, but regardless, I'm on my phone. Anyway, those two videos that I posted, no, actually, there's one video that I posted on myself. That was about 3 weeks ago. I just got to it really late. And then there's other two videos, like the Ryan Carafeo concert that I went to almost 2 years ago, and then the Breaking Benjamin concert, which I just actually got back from. Just wanted to share my experiences then. You know, I figured maybe some of y'all like it, but it's actually time for another video on actually something really different today. Now, you guys know my plans for change, you know, blah, 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 you know, talking about, you know, different subject matters at hand. I'm actually going to talk about something a little different today. There's a lot of traffic. I'm going to talk about the band As I Lay Dying. Now, for those you don't know, that is pretty much a metal band, okay? They are, you know, they do screamo, and they very, very heavy metal. I've heard a lot worse. Honestly, I've heard a lot worse. I mean, look at Korn, for instance. That's not even the worst. But they're all good. I like all kinds of music, and I listen to all kinds of music. But I wanted to talk about As I Lay Dying because of what's happened in the last, 7 years, I would say. And where they're at now. And you guys all know from, the past couple months, you know, what's been going on with the band. Some of you may know. But it was a band that was a heavy metal band that started out in, I think it was 2002. And I became a fan of them 2005 with their the Shadows Are Security album. And I love that album, and then I liked The Ocean Between Us. I liked Awakened, and that was the last album that they ever made, which was 2012 or 2013. I can't remember which one it was. But most of you know what happened to him. I mean, he had to have his wife. I mean, what he did was terrible. Yes, I'm not ignoring that fact, and I am still a fan to this day. Only because I really like the music that he's doing. I may not be a fan of him as a person, but even back then, I was kind of iffy because of how he acted in some instances. But the thing is that we all do crazy things come up to a certain level. Now, the certain amount of crazy is the meaning of the certain person. So just because he did that crazy thing doesn't mean I will do that crazy thing. Mine could be either worse or, you know, not so bad. But it just depends on the kind of person, you know, what level of crazy. As you know, he tried to hire a hitman to kill his wife. Now that's crazy. You know, just saying that sounds crazy. As you guys know, the guy was an undercover cop, and he was prosecuted and arrested and sent to prison. Now, at first, he tried to deny the whole entire thing, you know, and then he really played that card for a lot of years. He really did, and that's what made me not so much of a fan of him as a person, but I was a fan of his music and the band's music and the band itself. They were a really good band. I still remember listening to their first album at the library, and I would just, you know, what I would do when I was younger, I would just go to the library and just listen to a bunch of CDs there, and the ones that I like, I rented, I listened to more, I bring it back. But I know that CD that I rented, I didn't bring back, and I had to pay I think it was $100 at the end of it. I had paid way more than the CD's worth, and I ended up losing it. But anyway, that's besides the point. But I really wanted to talk about the band today because of what they're doing now. Like I was saying, he went to prison and he's out now. He went to prison for 5 or 6 years, and then it took a year for recovery. Now, from what I have read and from what I have seen and what I have, read a bunch of articles, watched a bunch of band statement videos, and I, watched his apology video and his statement on social media. Now, from what the band was saying in the conversation video was that they all hated him because of that, and they felt relieved when it actually was convicted. Now, those guys have been together since God knows how long. I mean, they've been making music. I mean, it's 2018, so 16 years, if not more. Probably way more than that. That's just because when they made their first album doesn't mean that's when they started music. They were probably making music for 20 some odd years. And that's a lot. That's a lot of time to put in, with a certain group. And then the band was saying that they, hated him for it, and they were built off resentment and hate and, all this animosity and, just building up inside. According to what he did, yes, I do understand why they are hating him so much. I understand it. So, the reason why I'm not feeling that way is because of what he did afterwards. He apologized. And yes, he means it. Now, if he didn't mean it, that'd be one thing. But he does mean it. And as you guys know, they came out with another single, My Own Grave, which strictly correlates to what he just went through. And they're back together. Even after all of that, the band forgave him. His friends forgave him. And I see a bunch of hate comments on Facebook and YouTube and, Twitter and, all the kinds of social media, and I see it on, just Google. And I'm referring back to my last video of we don't have no place to judge. Yes, he did a wrong thing. I'm not condoning it whatsoever, but I've seen a lot worse. I've witnessed a lot worse. I've had things in my life that was a lot worse than that. The thing is to remember is that he didn't. Yes, he would have probably went through with it if it did. If that actually was a hitman. Yeah, that probably would have went through. And then he would have been in prison for the rest of his life. But it didn't. It didn't happen. It didn't go through. And guess what? 5 years in prison. He used that prison time exactly what it was designed to be. Our prison system is terrible. People go in and come out. They go in criminals and they come out a lot worse. He used that time to actually reflect and to get better and to think. Now, that by itself takes a certain kind of person to do that. It takes a certain kind of person to own up. Line's closed. Anyway, it does take a certain kind of person to own up that, especially in front of everyone he loves, especially in front of every fan, everyone. Now, people, they might not be that popular. I'm not that popular. If I do something really fucked up, like murder somebody, okay, yeah, I would have a news article, but I wouldn't have, you know, billions of people following me and hating me. You know, that's a whole nother level. I get that he had a bunch of stress, and we have no idea what his wife was doing. Now, he says in his apology not to talk to her, not to, you know, put them in with this. It was strictly his fault. I get it. He's defending them. That is his family. I respect that. But there's also two cards to play. I'm not blaming her. I am blaming him. That was his choice to make, and he almost went through with it. But you can't tell me that there isn't someone that you hate that you would even think about, oh yeah, that'd be nice if he wasn't on planet Earth anymore. We've all had those thoughts. And if you say no, well, good for you. I highly doubt that, but good for you. Anyway. Oh, that's why. 2 lanes are closed. Alright. I wonder what they're doing. I'm on I-5 traffic. Coming from Seattle, going up to Everett. So, yeah, that's just one of those things. So main purpose of this video is that I've wanted to talk about that band, and I wanted to talk about everybody about forgiveness. Forgiveness is a very powerful thing. What forgiveness does is that when people forgive each other, it allows that other person to build off of that new relationship, to build off of that maybe not newfound trust. It obviously is not going to be a newfound trust, but it is going to be a start to something better than what it was before. Like the band, for instance, they all started and got together and did a single. They didn't have to do that at all. They could have, each and every single one of them had something better to do in their lives. Every single one of them. The couple, I think it was one of the guitarists, no, 2 of the guitarists, and the drummers, the guy who played the drums, they were all in different bands. And then a few of them had, perfect opportunity to do something that they wanted to do in their life. They had the opportunity to spend time with their family, to spend time with the people that they loved. And yet, the loyalty was so real that they dropped everything and started making music with him again. Now, yeah, it may not finish. Yeah, they may not make another album. They had just make another song, and that's it. But guess what? They still made another song. They still got together, put their differences aside, forgave him, and they still did what they loved. Now, that right there is extremely powerful. And that's why I wanted to talk about it. It's because forgiveness is a very powerful thing. Extremely powerful. It can turn the worst person into a saint. Now that's really, throwing it out there, but you get what I mean. Now, I'm hoping this works, since I've already made a 13-minute video and I really don't want to start over if this doesn't work. But I'm going to try to play the song for you guys. It might sound like shit coming from the other end, but I'm going to, talk during the video if you guys can, if you could hear me. But I'm pretty sure it's going to work, but I don't know. Samsung's weird. Phones are weird. So let's try this out. Okay, it's working. Cool. It starts out really good. I mean, in the video, it watches them picking up the mic, and it's that live kind of studio kind of thing. It's really enjoyable. Talking about himself before he went to prison.
Sorry, that was another video. I also like rap, and I like Massetti, and his new Expectations single is it touches me in the heart. But anyway, in the song, it says in the song that he's talking about my own grave. He's being buried alive in his own grave, meaning that he carved his own path. He dug his own hole. And when it became crushing down, he was buried alive. He didn't realize how bad it was until it got to that point of no return. And it says what I become. He realizes what he had become. In the video, it talks about him, he was singing about, the lyrics were about someone he wanted to be, and he was being something else. And, for a lot of you guys that, can't really understand Screamo, because I know I have a hard time understanding it at first, and after a while listening to it, I get it, but I still miss a few things, so I look up the lyrics. And I read it, and I really have an attachment to music. I listen to music damn near 24/7. I feel everything in music. And so I feel the pain that is expressed in this video and in this song, that he's finally realizing that the person that he was becoming is not the person that he wanted to be. And the only way to get better is to realize it. The first step of realizing that something is wrong is by sitting down and looking at your life and be like, what the hell am I doing with myself? And I do this every day. I am pretty much a nobody. I am just another person that is, making this planet worse. That is just, I am a human being. I'm nothing. Everyone is like this. It is up to you how you carve your path if you want to become somebody. Now, I'm becoming the person that I want to be. Yes, I may not be popular, but guess what? For the people that I love and people that love me, I'm becoming the person that I want to be for them. And I just love this song because it expresses all the pain and the guilt and the resentment, but it also states the fact that he is realizing what he's done, and it's pushing toward the step of getting better. I mean, obviously he is trying to get better because his friends wouldn't, his friends would not be with him. If you look up the video, it looks like, all the friends, when they were talking about, all his friends, the band members, they were talking about how they hated him. And when he went to prison, it was a sign of relief. That's intense. That is really intense. The fact that he was so bad that when he went away, things got better for everybody else. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that would just make me hollow inside if someone thought of me that way. I would, especially if it's the people that I love, I would contemplate on just like, if I can't help the people that I love, if I can't make the people around me be happy with me, and they love me enough to put up with my shit, and yet I'm making them suffer, I would want to double the penalty for making them suffer, because I myself caused that suffering. I wouldn't be able to live myself, and I have caused pain before. It is not a good feeling. But I am really looking forward to what's coming next with As I Lay Dying. Like I said, I've been a fan of them for quite some time, and I'm really looking forward to if there's something coming next. If not, that is fine too. I'm so happy that they were able to make amends, but that is all that really matters. Is the only thing that is going to last on this earth is the relationships that we've built and that we work hard to keep. That's the only material things, man-made materials are things that are not going to last. They're going to break. This world is going to come to an end. So not even man-made. It is the relationships. Like, for instance, I am very religious. My relationship with God. I love God. I know that he's there with me. I know that he is carving my path, because if it wasn't for him, I would not be here today. I can guarantee you 100% I would not be here today the way that I am. What happened with my past, I should have been dead a long time ago. And if not someone else's doing, my own doing. Or I'd be very depressed. I'm not saying my past was the worst thing on earth. There's a lot of people that went through a lot worse and just the same. But the statement still stands that I had a bad past. But forgiveness is such a powerful thing, because forgiveness also makes the other person relieve that you are giving them another chance. It will also give yourself a chance to get rid of the hate that you had built. For instance, my stepfather. I hate him. I really do. I never want to see him again. But I have forgiven him for what he did to me and my family. Forgiveness is the only way to move on, to truly move on. So I was really moved at what happened with the band. So I really wanted to express that. Otherwise, I got nothing else to say. You guys have a great day. I will post another video soon. Hopefully, maybe I'll get some views. Being heard, it would be awesome. And if you want somebody else to hear what I have to say, go ahead and share. If not, oh well. Anyway, have a good day. Have a good summer. See you guys soon.